ADT286 multifunction reference thermometer readout is packed with amazing features. In this video, we will focus on just one of the many capabilities and show you how to automate the calibration of a typical PRT using ADT's ADT286. PRTs, or platinum resistance thermometers, are a type of resistive temperature device. These types of sensors are designed to vary in resistance as the temperatures they are exposed to fluctuates. Each sensor is unique and requires calibration to ensure accuracy and to test for proper functionality. We will be using ADT's reference grade PRT with a 90-degree bend to calibrate the UUT shown. We will be using ADT's 286 multifunction reference thermometer readout to measure and control all of the components in this calibration system. Note that the ADT286 readout is capable of communicating with most any heat source on the market. In this example, we will utilize the wireless communications capabilities to set this system up. Let's power up the ADT875 dry wells. Next, we will navigate to the communication settings of each device to ensure that all ADT calibration products are connected to the local Wi-Fi source. We will make sure that the Wi-Fi and A-Cloud symbols are active as shown here. We attach the reference probe to channel number 1 on the front panel of the ADT286. A reference probe is not always required, but normally provides a better uncertainty. You can use the heat sources for a reference, just keep in mind that the accuracy of the calibration will be dependent on the calibration and capabilities of your heat sources. Next, we will attach the unit under test probe to channel number 1 on the scanner module of the ADT286 as shown. ADT's 286 scanner modules are designed to accept a wide variety of probe and connection types. With the probes attached, we can now turn on the ADT286. We access the menu by touching the menu icon in the upper right corner of the ADT286 touchscreen. Select the application menu option to access the ADT apps, then select the probe calibration app. You will be presented with a list of saved calibration routines. If you are repeating a previously saved test, this is a great way to save time. Next, we will need to touch the large plus button to create a new probe calibration procedure. Then we select PRT RTD for this example. Then we start by setting up the reference probe. After selecting SPRT, we can select the reference probe from a list of saved probes. Next, we touch the Advanced icon to progress to the next step of setting up the calibration. Then we set up the UUT by providing some basic information. We'll select Calendar Van Dusen or CVD as the temperature scale and calibration type. Once we have all the unit under test information entered, we select the check mark to move to the next step. Now we'll move to the next step of the test by selecting and touching the Advanced icon again. From here, we will provide the calibration range. We will use 0 to 150 degrees for this example. We can add calibration points by touching the plus icon. We can also change calibration points by selecting an individual point and changing the value. Next, we will set up the heat sources. From this same screen, we can provide the system with information about which temperature points will be taken in each of the two ADT875 dry wells. We then touch the Advanced icon again to move to the next step of setting up the test. Here we will define other parameters of the test such as the allowable tolerances, stability requirements, soak times, and sample rates. Then we touch the Advanced icon one more time. From this screen we will add the test name, record the ambient conditions, and decide if we'd like the calibrator to automatically save our results. Then we select the check mark to continue. The ADT286 will verify the channels and test setup, then provide a status. Touch OK. Once the verification is complete, we select the check mark one more time. Now we're ready to start the test. Next, we touch the play icon in the lower right corner. The ADT286 will instruct us to make sure that the reference and UUT probes are loaded into the correct heat source. After verifying, select OK and the test will begin. The system will move through the first 2 test points as outlined in our setup, collecting data along the way. The ADT286 will prompt the user to move the reference and UUT probes to the next heat source responsible for providing the last 2 temperature points. When the last 2 test points are achieved and the data is collected, the test will complete. Lastly, we will choose a file name and operator name, and in this case, we will have the data saved to a thumb drive. We can now review the data on a PC and use the information to create a calibration report. For more information, please visit us at aditel.com.